What's going on? C8A Devilgen here. I'm just doing a quick, well, actually, it's going to be lengthy eventually, tutorial on Hisako. It's kind of like a learning thing for me too. She's kind of one of the more interesting characters in the game because she teaches you how to not whiff attacks and whatnot, and she relies on counters rather than standard reversals to deal with pressure. So that means you're going to have to be good at blocking, like Spinal, Sadir, and other characters don't have good reversals. If you don't know how to wouldn't play this character, you need to play TJ or something like that. So anyways, let's see. So basically the main thing you're going to see immediately with Hisako is the whole counter thing and the wrath meter. The wrath meter is very important. You notice that when you whiff attacks, even if you make contact with like certain attacks, the wrath meter goes down. And the thing is, when the wrath full, all of your attacks are counter hit status. And you see that attack normally doesn't bring them in like that. Normally it just kind of pushes them away. But on counter hit, it brings them in a bit, and you might even be able to get new combos off of that. Or at the very minimum, maybe set them up for a command grab or something like that. You see, you definitely get a new combo off of stuff like that. Yeah, that's a link combo right there. So, the main two things you get to do with the wrath meter is the counter hits, like I was saying. This causes a recapture on counter hit also. The other thing is that you can whiff an attack and go into a counter afterwards. And you'll notice that takes up some meter depending on how much wrath you have or whatever. Or which normal you use rather. So hard attacks take a lot away. Light attacks don't really do too much. Light attacks are only take about half the meter away. You can also whiff light attacks without wasting any meter. So light attacks are the only things you can whiff without wasting meter. So that's good to know there. So basically the idea with this character is to scare people by throwing out long normals, and then when they think they can come after you, you can do that and punish. Now of course you can't do counters in the air, so you'll have to be sticking to the ground for this. Thing is, like, right now I'll go into like her basic movement game. Her walk speed is really slow, so you're not going to be able to take footsies and, you know, like bully people with like walk speed and stuff like that. So you're not going to be able to fight like Orchid or anything like that. Basically the idea is kind of like Makoto, where you either stand in one place and bother people with your buttons, or you stand there and counter. And if you want to incite pressure, you're probably going to dash in and grab. That's her command grab. You may even jump off the wall, come in and go for Ryuzan. Or you may even actually use your descent command moment and teleport back around the person. So we'll get into those also. So her main two command movements are her wall jump. This allows you to jump off the wall. You can do this off the opponent's wall also if you get close enough to it. Just like that. And there's probably going to be a lot of setups off of that eventually. The descent move, it's a backless hard kick. It's a long startup, but it allows you to basically get behind the opponent, especially if they're throwing projectiles and whatnot. The main thing you'll notice too is that you can cancel this into attack. Now, into a medium or heavy normal, that costs wrath, but canceling into a light attack doesn't cost any wrath. Also, funny enough, canceling into a counter also won't cost any wrath, so canceling into a light or counter for whatever reason won't waste any wrath. So keep that in mind, so you can use a counter, still have your full wrath, go for other things, especially if they forget to punish. So you have that there. Just be careful with it because to this, you have to commit to something afterwards, and you don't want to use it in a situation where the person knows you're going to do it, and then you don't have anything for them and you get punished. So just be careful with that. The main thing to note about her basic movement is her wall. Like I said, wall speed is slow. Her dash is pretty quick, so you're gonna be using this a lot to dash up and grab people. Her dash also goes under a lot of things. It goes under Glacia's Ice Lance. Her crouch Glacia's Ice Lance also. Basically, if you're doing this or doing this, you eliminate a lot of the things that Glacia's can do to you on the ground, other than like Cold Shoulder or Shatter, stuff like that. So experiment that with other characters. Like if you know Riptor's going to tail flip, you can obviously counter, or you could even just try and dash under. I would assume that would work also. Maybe at a certain range, her crouch might be able to get around it also. Let's see. So those are all like really basic movement stuff. Her throw keeps the person stationary, and you can get a light or a medium manual off of the throw. The back throw is just just turns around. Let's see. And then you have her different normals. You're gonna have stand light punch, crouch light punch, stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, stand fierce, crouch fierce, stand light kick, crouch light kick, stand medium kick, crouch medium kick, stand roundhouse, crouch, stand roundhouse, crouching roundhouse, or hard kick, whichever. You have some close normals also. Stand medium punch, stand medium kick, stand fierce, and stand hard kick. So I'm going to do all of those again with this on. So this will show you the range of the attacks where she can be hit, and you'll also see the frame data. So this is frame data for stand light punch. Let's see here. Frame data for crouch light punch. Let's see. Frame data for stand medium punch. Frame data for stand. Frame data for the stand hard punch, stand fierce. Frame data for the stand hard kick. Stand roundhouse. And then frame data for close stand medium punch. Frame data for close stand medium kick. Let me see the hitbox there also. Frame data for stand fierce. Close stand fierce. Frame data for the close stand hard punch. Or hard kick rather. And then you're gonna have your crouching normals. Crouch medium punch. Crouching hard punch. Crouching hard punch. Crouching medium kick. And the crouching hard kick. So you should be able to see all the frame data there. Now, I would say some interesting normals of note. If you're going for meaty attacks, like to stuff the opponent's wake up, this has a lot of active frames. The stand light kick, 5 active frames. The hitbox a little lower, so it may not be too good versus Sadira the Versal, since hers are low invincible, but it's worth trying. I'll say some of the other ones that are probably good. Let me see. Stand hard kick is probably pretty good since it's +3 on hit, +1 on block. Stand fierce isn't bad, a little more negative. You can also try stand medium punch, stand medium kick. I play around with stand light kick or stand hard kick. Both look pretty good, but maybe this stand hard punch too, if you know, higher hitbox. You might have to cancel on something to keep yourself a little safer. Let's see. As far poking goes, you'll notice that a lot of her normals, you'll see that you see that the red hitbox hollow, that means that's where the opponent can hit Hisako. The problem with Hisako's normals, they look like they're really long range and they can like stuff everything, but they've added certain hitboxes to certain hurt boxes to some of them, so they're tougher to win with all the time. But you'll notice that these ones, like the stand hard punch and the crouch hard kick and part of the crouch hard punch, they all have the full red hitboxes. So this move, and this move, for the most part, they'll beat any normal attack that isn't a heavy or a special. If it's a heavy move, it'll probably trade at sometimes. If it's a special move, it'll most likely beat it out because of the priority system. But other than that, you can use these three normals at a range versus lighter medium normals, and you should win every time. So when you're at a range, these are the normals that are going to priority, that you're going to really like want to bully people with. And then of course use the counters to, you know, bait people and whatnot too. You'll notice as far as for just like standard poking, this is pretty good at 6 frame startup, pretty quick. You just have to be careful because like I said, Sabrel should be able to poke back at that. Yeah, see, he caused a trade there. Luckily, the stand medium punch is nice. I guess if you're at a right distance, you can either make him whip. Let's see if that goes. Nah, kind of trades at best. But we're trying if you're at a range. If you can get him to whiff, that should be a nice whiff punishment. Yeah, like that. Let's see what else. Yeah. The stand fierce, that's what I was saying. This is gonna be his crouch medium punch clean. Unless you space it wrong right there. You seem to catch a trade right there. So as long as you space it correctly, like, that should win just about most of the time. Another one that should win a lot, a normal that's really a lot more often too, is a crouch hard kick. That's only 8 frame startup and it's only -3 on block. So if you get this, you're gonna get pressure automatically. Then you can suck people in. If you want to do that, you can knock them down, go up and then try for a command grab, stuff like that. So this is gonna be a really good normal to use to start up your pressure, because Hisako ideally wants people on the ground, because once you get people on the ground, the fear of the counters in also. And you can also like cancel stand light kick into a counter also if you think they're gonna press a button. So you have that there. As far as anti-airs go, now anti-airs, obviously the ones that you were looking at, crouching medium punch looks like it traded there, but the crouch hard punch traded won pretty nicely there. And you'll notice on counter hit that caused a with I guess with full wrath meter, or if you actually catch the counter hit. Let's see if we can catch. See, that caught it naturally that time. You also get these effects if you just hit a counter hit normally. Basically, that means you hit Wolf just before he hits you. That caused a counter hit. And you'll notice that when that happens, it has like an extra juggle effect. So there may be certain juggles that you can start off of that. I don't know, maybe like some Tiger Knee setup or something to a recapture. Probably some stuff people can play with there. Crouch Fierce is gonna be your Crouch Hard, but that's gonna be main anti-air there. Obviously another one's going to be counter. So Crouch Fierce or counter, those are your best bets for anti-air for the most part. Also, if you're fighting against someone like Riptor, who has like, you know, or Mai, who has like air projectiles, just use your movement. Try and dash under, maybe suck them in. You know, get to play games with them and stuff like that. Yeah, dash on. counter afterwards, stuff like that. And sometimes we gotta block, block. And you also have shadow counters available to you afterwards, so don't always just simply think of a DP for, anti-air or getting people off you. There's a lot of ways to get people off of you in any fighting game. You just have to think about it. Sometimes it's not bad to just block either. That's like I said, this character, inevitably sometimes you're gonna have to block. If you don't play her. It's not gonna go very far. Let's see, so let's check out her air normals then. So the air normals, turn hitbox off for a second. So air normals, you have the jump light punch. Jump light punch there. Nice and quick. Jump, so nice and quick. And this actually crosses up, which I haven't really seen anyone utilize yet. I don't know if this is good for like crossing up in situations where like other normals don't look like it will. Like maybe you can look like you're going for this, even pressuring with that, and all of a sudden you come in with that, and you can cross them up at the range that maybe that would have hit in front. Maybe you can set up a range where you can cross up there instead. So that's a nice little hitbox that crosses up. Jump medium punch. Nice little straight box there. Jump medium kick. More downward. Probably good for stuffing certain low normals. Your jump fierce. This has a very long hitbox. And your jump hard kick. This is going to be your main cross up. Also, I think has a big hitbox in front, so maybe tough to anti-air in certain situations without a DP. And let's turn on. You should be able to see the frame data for all of those too there. So yeah, the hitbox is on. The jump light punch, small hitbox, which she stays out, but it's as long as you keep at the right range, you should be able to not get hit by certain things. Jump light kick, she sticks her foot out there too. This jump medium punch at a certain range, you should be winning. Jump medium kick, same thing. Jump fierce, jump roundhouse. So unless they use like a hard trade or a special versus these, you should be good. Let's try it out. Actually. Yeah, so the jump light punch was having an issue there. Let's try jump medium punch. Yep. See, because the priority is using a heavy attack, and that's going to beat the jump medium punch. And with the jump fierce, looks like we're getting trades there. So that's not bad there. Yeah, let's try verse. So like, if you know someone's going for a low normal and you're coming from the air, you can use that to start your offense. Let's try versus his anti-air. So the nice thing that we're looking at here is, even though that's a heavy normal, it seems to be stuffing his crouch hard kick anti-air. That's normally one of his best, so being able to stuff that is pretty good. But if this is probably kind of range dependent though, because we saw it finally traded there. Okay, it finally won there, so it's more of if you beat him to the punch kind of thing, it looks like that, yeah. But the jump hard kick's having the same issue. So it's just one where if you know you're gonna beat them to the punch with a jump in, try it out. Otherwise, you might get anti-aired, but it's worth a shot. So basically, yeah, you can't get too crazy with these jump normals. If the person knows you're gonna be in the air, you gotta pick your spots basically. But they have a lot of range, so as long as you know that you can get to that, you can hit them before they hit you. These are definitely worth trying. with and whatnot. Yeah, like that. That's because that made the counter hit meant I hit him before he hit me, so that worked out pretty good there. And I think that covers about most of our normal game there. That's really what I wanted to show initially, is just how our normal game works. Eventually, I'm gonna throw out some more videos. I'll show like the special moves, maybe some manuals, combo stuff like that, and then get into like offense and defense, what you should do in different situations to pressure people with, defense, stuff like that. You see that, you'll notice that eventually when we get to the other videos, you'll see that she doesn't have a lot of frame advantage moves. This is pretty much going to be like your only frame advantage move, so the more Hisako play you'll see this getting used a lot more, because you can see that's like plus 15 on block, 21 on hit, and across. So eventually, the more Hisako's going to be played, you're going to see her jumping around a lot more because of this move here. I don't know how good that does if someone's anti-airing you, but we'll figure it out in a bit. So thanks for watching so far, and in my other videos you'll see a lot more for how Hisako works. Thanks. We'll see you later.